I've been waiting for you. Time for your next challenge.
Welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of the Extreme Collection Log account. Oh, do you smell that? That is the smell of freedom. After last episode's grind, it does feel so good to be breathing some fresh air again. If you want to catch up on all the previous shenanigans, I've got everything in a nice tidy playlist. Go check that out. But on the first spin of the new wheel, we landed on Motherload Mine. Before we begin our new adventure, let's have a little look at where the account is at. Just so we know where we're starting from. Kicking it off, time played is 69 days and 13 hours. Our total collections are 301 out of 1,594. And our stats are looking like so. Super high in the melee combats. Damn you, Scarius. And the other skills are sort of mid to high. Some of them exceptionally high, others quite low. Okay. So now that we know where we're at, what is Motherload Mine? What do we need from there, and how do we do it? Let's have a little look, shall we? Motherload Mine is a mining minigame. Who would have guessed? Located beneath Valador. To start, you need at least 30 mining in order to mine the lower level ore veins located on the walls around the cave. Once you reach 57 mining, you can gain access to the upper and more desirable mining location. What do you do here? Super simple. Mine the ore veins on the walls to receive pay dirt. Deposit the pay dirt into the hopper, which will be cleaned by the water and deposited in the sack at the end. Search the sack to receive ores relevant to your level with a 3.13 chance of obtaining a golden nugget. One important thing to note is that the water wheels located at the back of the water circuit must always have at least one working at all times. If they're both broken, the water will not flow and your pay dirt will stay in the hopper and not go to the sack. In order to fix them, grab a hammer, you can find one in this box, and click. You also get a little smithing XP equal to 1.5 times your smithing level. With the water flowing again, the ore can move from the hopper into the sack and be collected. The ore unlocks and rates are as follows. Coal is the first and only obtainable ore from level 30 to 40. At level 40 you unlock gold ore, mithril ore of 55, adamant ore at 70, and runite ore at 85. Here's a graph showing the success rate of each of the ores based on mining level. Now, what was that little golden nugget I mentioned earlier? This is the currency used to purchase our green log. Old Prospector Percy's shop holds the Prospector set as well as the coal and gem bag. The helmet costs 40 nuggets, the jacket is 60, legs are 50, and boots are 30, bringing the total outfit cost to 180 nuggets. The coal and gem bags both cost a whopping 100 nuggets each, with the coal bag being able to hold 27 coal inside, making it ideal for use at the blast furnace, and the gem bag being able to hold 60 sapphires, 60 emeralds, 60 rubies, 60 diamonds, and 60 dragonstones for a total of 300 gems. In addition to the collection log unlocks, I will be unlocking all of the features at the mine, including access to the upper mine for 100 nuggets, the super hopper access on the top floor for 50 nuggets, and an upgraded sack capacity for 200 nuggets, bringing the stored pay dirt from 189 up from 108. Nice and simple. Alright then, so we know what we're doing. Let's head on over to Valador and begin mining. Before we do, because I'm not a complete psychopath, you have to pet molasses. One more. I remember saying that it was under Valador, but I didn't show you exactly where. There's this way in, and I think there's another entrance over by where the dwarves are. But you get down these stairs, and it takes you right next to it. That's the mining guild in there. And then in this cave is Motherload Mine. Now, as we saw per the graph, the next ore unlock for me is going to be Adamant at 70. I'm only 5k off that, so I should hit that pretty quickly. There's an agility shortcut here that I can't currently use, and then obviously this is the upper level that I want to get access to. For now, I think the best place for us to go is around the back here, as there's a decent chunk of ore veins that just run the entire way across the wall. Sometimes it's quite contested, it just kind of depends on what world you're on. But let's see. Oh, it shows the spaces in the bag up the top as well, that's very nice. There we go. Our first bit of pay dirt on the journey to green logging Motherload Mine. 60 XP per mine's not bad at all. That's... I don't know what the XP per hour will be. But I need to now figure out the unlock route that I want to go. Because I'm doing all of the unlocks. If it's worth me doing a bigger ore sack first, or if it's worth me unlocking the upper level first and the hopper, because it's a lot faster when you're up there. I think realistically, in my head, that's going to be the play. Unlock the upper level straight away, then get the super hopper up there, and then once I have those, everything else should be a bit quicker. So I might do it in the reverse order of getting all the random accessory bits first, and then I'll go for the set. Because then it feels like once I have the set, it's finished, rather than doing it the other way around, having the full set, and then finishing up. I know that way it will be less XP, because obviously the mining set does give you a 2.5% mining boost once you've got it on. But that's kind of going to be a bit like negligible in the grand scheme of things, you know? So I'm not too fussed about that one. I'd rather have quality of life improvements and then just be finishing off that green log. Alright, let's do our first deposit in the hopper. 480 XP, that's pretty good. Now, I'm not going to search yet, but as you can see, 80 spaces left. So I've got a couple of deposits to go. And then once that's full, I'll be able to collect. And then just drop it off in the deposit box over here. The first deposit was 480. This second one is... see if it's 480 every time. I think it depends on what ores you collected. So if there's more, I say rare ores, higher level ores, yeah, 540, perfect. So if there's more high level ores in the sack, it gives you an increased XP drop based on the ore that you receive. And there we go. 70 mining has been achieved. Can now mine level 7 stars, get adamant, and equip expert mining gloves. Beautiful stuff. Just watch it sail down the water. 540 again, nice. So I'm going to actually see how much smithing XP I get for repairing. As I said, the hammer's in this box. But 1.5 of my level is 67 and an easy task in Falador. I did not know that was an easy task. But there you go. Helping people out gives you easy tasks. $375, so that's probably just coal. So let's crack that open and have a look at our first sack search. Wow, okay. Off the bat, 5 nuggets. So there's a 3.13 chance of getting a nugget. We just got 5 in one search. That's not bad at all. 1 adamant, ton of coal, bit of gold, and some mithril. I will just deposit all every time. No, I won't. For the first time, I won't actually, because I need to make sure that everything goes in its correct spot. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll put them up here for now. Oh, I wonder if a celestial ring works here as well, actually. I will put that on just in case, because it's an invisible boost, therefore increased chance of mining, which may speed it up a wee bit. Hopefully it doesn't use the charges, that's the main thing. And all of the nuggets will always appear in the top search. Like, I don't think I'm going to find any more nuggets now. Oops. Boomer. So 48 left. I shouldn't see any more nuggets now, yeah. So every single one filters to the top. So out of those 4 deposits, it was the 5 nuggets. So I think that's pretty good. That is a pretty good start. And huge amounts of coal, which is definitely what we need, because hopefully we can then use all of the coal that we get to smelt all of the bars that we end up, all of the ores that we end up picking up. I'm just going to see if the celestial ring goes down when I get a successful mine. It does not appear so. Because I think it's basically used on ores, and this doesn't count. Same as a Varrock chestplate won't give you double chance at mining pay dirt, whereas in other situations it would. You can potentially get 2 pieces. Nice. Okay, well, for now then, this is going to be me. I'm just going to keep hitting the rocks, and I'll see you in a couple more deposits. Right, if we have 4 nuggets hiding in this sack, we have unlocked the top floor. Exactly 4 nuggets. Get in there. Right, let's empty this bad boy out first, and then we will pay Mr. Prospector Percy his golden pennies. Oh, I'm itching to get up on that top bit. I also realise I need to put some Fashionscape on, because this is not acceptable behaviour. Me running around like this is just, it's bad etiquette. Look at everyone else. I look like a bot. Unban me. You're not doing yourself any favours there, mate, with that name. You could be a bot. But now if we grab the nuggets, I don't know if we actually have to take them out, but that is exactly 100. Good show. Talk to Mr. Percy. Alright, mate. No need to be a dick. Anything else I can unlock? 100 nuggets, bigger sack, special thing. We would like the restricted mine access, please. 100 nuggets is paid. Oh, and his mum will let us up there. Right, maybe we know. Let's just have a little poke up. Oh, look at that. The possibilities are endless, but let's go get a little bit of Fashionscape first, because, well, we need some. This is the chosen Fashionscape. We had to pop back to the house to unpick some bits. We're wearing our gold elegant, our wolf set, some nice bear shoes, and the cabbage. I think that's pretty good. Personally, if you disagree, you're entitled to that opinion. That's fine. But we're allowed upstairs now. Life is good. Let's see how many nuggets we've got from the first loot of the top floor. Hopefully it's like 15. 4. Okay. Not too bad. 46 to go, and then we will have ourselves the unlocked hopper up the top. So all we're going to have to do is mine, drop, and then occasionally pick up the sack and hope that there's some kind souls that are down here to repair it. If we have 2 nuggets, we have the super hopper unlocked. 3 nuggets, that's good enough. Let's get that unlocked straight away, and then I'll carry on doing the other bits. I don't know if I have to even take it out, but I'm going to do it every time, just so I can see them. 51, no, not trade, we want to talk to. Anything else I can unlock here? Restricted hopper, please. Beautiful. Now I can deposit my ores into the hopper up there and speed up the overall time by, I mean, it's marginal, but it does all add up. Obviously, instead of having to run down here every time now, I just go from there to there, drop it off, and then only come down when I actually need to harvest. And hope that the kind people that are down here actually fix the struts, or when it comes to it, if I run in and fix a strut as we go. But next upgrade is 200 nuggets, so 199 away. That's going to be for the big sack. After that, it's plain sailing. We're going for the full set, full outfit. Perfection. Let's drop all these off and then unlock it. And then we finally get to actually move on to... Let me just do this first. Then we actually get to move on to unlocking the 6 things that are available to us. I'm not going to count getting a clay pack and a bag of gems from here as well, because that feels a bit redundant. But the other things definitely needed to be unlocked. Mr. Percy, anything else I can unlock? Bigger sack, 200 nuggets. Yes, please. This is going to be the first big sack loot. I have high hopes. And off the rip, we get an 8. Yeah, this is going to be so quick. Okay, we need 6 nuggets, and then we can get the gem bag. That is more than 6 nuggets. Perfect. There we go. So all the unlockable things that do still cost nuggets have now been purchased. Now we're going to work our way through. So gem bag, just for convenience and not having to drop gems off, which will just literally sit here. Well, I'll put it in the top corner, I'll lock it. And then after that, we'll get all of the outfit. Give me a gem bag. There we go. Let's put you back in here. Click the deposit. Move you over. Lock that bad boy. Fantastic. Now going forward, this will always be in the top corner. I'll just, every single time I get a gem, I don't have to worry about it. It just goes straight into here. Nice little quality of life change. Just while we're still, you know, powering through. So now with that one gone, I think it's 180? 180 for the full set, and then another 100 for the bag. So 280 to go, and then we are done with Motherload Mine. That shouldn't take too long, especially with the bigger sack, as you saw more common drops of 5s, 6s, and 7s. So realistically, I don't know, maybe 12 hours? 15 hours? Depends how attentive I am. I've been really nice and lax with it, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Not ashamed. I've been relishing in the one click every 20 to 30 seconds. It has been bliss. Big loot, big loot. No, just 4. I guess from this point up, we buy the cheapest stuff first. That would make the most sense. So we're on 16 at the moment. So that would be boots at 30, and then we just work our way up through the list. So it would be boots, helm, legs, jacket, then the coal bag. So you have this weird thing where I like to usually buy the most expensive thing first, because then it feels like the grind is less. But if I am to gain any benefit of putting the outfit on, I probably should just buy the boots for the 0.2% increase. Wow. It's time to loot. Oh, I've got 1 space left. You know what? I don't need it. There's not going to be a nugget hiding in there, so let's grab it, and then we can get our boots. 11! Ooh! Okay, that's... Give me more of those. Okay. Let's grab ourselves some boots. I still don't think I have to take these out every time. I think I can just trade them. He takes it from the bank. But we are getting Prospector boots. Let's go. Yo! Bare feet, you've been fantastic for the fashionscape. You've been swapped out. We'll pop you back in the bank with these remaining nuggets. Oh, that was such a big one. 11. Right, sweet. And then we just now need 30 more, or 29 more. We'll get ourselves a swanky new hat as well. There we go. 4 more to go. And it'll be pretty quick, I reckon. Especially if we get more of those 11 drops. Alright then, we just need 2 golden nuggets, and then we have our chest piece. That is more than 2. Perfect. Alright, we're going to get that straight away. Grab this, trade you. I think it's 60. Should be 60. Yes, it is. That is our Prospector jacket, and our full outfit acquired. Now... very important. Drop you off here. What is it called? Is it a star shard? Star fragment. Due to our previous shenanigans of star mining, we have 4 star fragments, meaning we can make our yellow hat slightly more golden. Our blue chest, very golden. Our blue legs, very golden. And our prospector boots. Very golden. Wee, look at that. That is a proper good looking set now. I think we're going to take this and this off. Obviously, if we had a better pick, it would look even better. But we do not. That's fine. I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to grab our Team Cape Zero out, because that's a bit better. The fashionscape's looking fantastic now. Right, okay. 97 nuggets to go. And then we get to spin that wheel again. I've got a couple of things to add to the wheel, which I'll explain later. But other than that, we just keep chilling, we keep mining. Right, the sack is empty. Now let's take a look. Currently, Motherload mine, which I now know is on other. All we're missing is the coal bag, which is 100 golden nuggets, and we have exactly 100 golden nuggets plus 4. Mr. Percy, how much is that chest? Is this the chest? No, it's not. Imagine that. Imagine if I literally just said it and then bought the wrong thing. How much is the coal bag? 100 nuggets. Yes, please. Give me the bag. Coal bag acquired. Motherload mine is green logged. Let's go. That was super chill. I don't know how long it took. I think I was being somewhat suboptimal. But that's absolutely fine. I think I've earned a little bit of suboptimalism after the last shenanigans we had. With Motherload mine completed, and Percy shouting at me in the background, it is time to spin the wheel again. Before we do that, I'm just going to go do a quick tree run. Got a bunch of mahoganies that need planting again. And I'm going to go kill Hespori, because that's grown fully now. So we'll give those two things an attempt, and then when we're in the farming guild, we will give that wheel a little spin. Right, we're not close to a farming level at the moment. We are about 113k off, so not expecting too much from this. More Hespori seeds would be wonderful, but now that I'm done with Motherload mine, it is time to do a few more farm runs. I've been neglecting them quite badly, just in the pure interest of AFKing as much as possible, and just sort of recharge my mental after the Scurrius grind. Oh, a Torstal though. That's quite nice. Alright, final Hespori seed has been planted. Now we've got to acquire some more. And a fair chunk into 78 after that, which is lovely. Alright, let's find a nice tranquil spot. And let's give that wheel a spin. I'm very excited to see what we've got coming up next, because there's so much on there. There's some things on there that I really don't want, but I do need to talk about something that I'm going to add, and a quick discussion. Motherload mine, it's been completed. 6 out of 6, as well as all the additional unlocks being the hopper, upstairs, and the bigger sack, which was an additional 350 nuggets, and it did extend the AFK time. But I'll be completely honest, I've loved every second of it. After such an intense grind before, it has been bliss just to click the wall every 20 seconds and just do something else for a bit. It's been lovely. So let's have a quick look in the bank and see what our ores are looking like. We have 10k coal, 5.5k myth, and nearly 2k addy, as well as 5.5k gold. So that's going to be plenty of smith and XP in the future when we need it, which is brilliant. Playtime is 72 days, collections 307. Well, now with that log done, it's time to spin the wheel again. But just before we do, important update. When I updated the wheel for Season 2, I added on a bunch of new stuff because our stats have increased and it only seemed right. It seemed like the correct thing to do. I did, however, miss off a couple of things, and I have been umming and ahhing about a few more. So in terms of the wheel in its current state that you've seen, I have added some stuff to it. Since Valamore Part 3 has come out recently, there's been a fletching minigame that came out with that, which is the Veil Totems. So that has now been added to the wheel. As well as that, I have added a couple of big boys on there that should have been on there, but for some reason weren't. Namely, Fasani's Nightmare, the Huey, Huey, as it is called, Dagonoth Kings, and what was the other one? Amoxolatl. Additionally to that, there have been 2 other icons added onto the wheel, and that is raids. Now, raids was a topic of discussion between the clan, and I think it's something that I need to address now ahead of time so that everyone understands where we're at with it, what the plan is going forward with it, and how this account is going to tackle raids. If I was to extreme log a raid in its entirety, I could be locked in for 5,000 hours plus, potentially more depending on what the thing is, and I think that would just kill the account. I'm sure there would be great content for a little bit, but it's the kind of thing that it would get boring quite fast, depending on what's going on, and with my current gear setup, that wouldn't really improve too much depending on what raid you're in. I think it could get stale quite fast, and it would turn into a bit of a carry fest where I just have to have people carry me through everything, and it's not very exciting for me either. Obviously, I want to be doing this for a long time, and if I get burnt out on something like a 10,000 hour grind, I just don't think that's particularly fun. So my method or approach to it is there are 2 raid icons on the wheel. By rolling one of these 2 raid icons, it will take us to another wheel in which we will we'll spin the wheel and land on any of the 3 raids. What we will then have to do, if it is Theatre of Blood or Tombs of a Mascot, I will not be able to stop until I get one of the next cape up. So the first cape is 100, the next one is 500, 1000, 1.5k, then 2000, I think. Because that means then I'll be locked into that raid for still an extended period of time, but kind of in a scaling way. The first one, getting the first 100 cape, I think is very reasonable. Obviously, purples can happen in that time span, but I'm not then completely tied to getting a purple. Well, completing all of the purples and then extending the raid by a massive amount of time. The only one that is an exception to that, I think, is Chambers of Xeric. On the basis that I have to complete challenge modes specifically to get the next cape. Challenge modes are very, very difficult content, and they do require a lot of gear for you to do it, or once again, which I'm not really keen on doing, a carry. I don't really want to be carried through any of the raids or any of the content that I do if possible. I would like it to be an equal playing field, just to make it more fun and make it just interesting. Because if I get carried the whole way through, it might just be, you know, power boost up a raid, potentially get a T-bow or something. Don't think that's particularly fun. So with Chambers, I don't think I'm going to go for any of the cloaks. It will be the first unique that I get that is a unique, if that makes any sense. The first log that is a unique, I can then stop doing that content, and then it will be another wheel spin. Outside of that, everything else on the wheel is, well, it is what it is. Some of the stuff on there will be fantastic to get, some of the stuff will be awful to get. That's the nature of the game. I just think I should be completely transparent and honest with you and let you know that I want this to still be fun for me as the person who's going to sit here doing it for however many thousands of hours, and I don't want to burn out too soon. So, yeah, that's my plan going forward. Let me know what you think. Okay, well, I guess it's time to spin that wheel then. Give me something good. Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay. Second spin of the big boy wheel. Let's go. My hands are sweating. No. Oh, monkey backpacks. Okay. Is that good? I don't even know. It could be good. Right, okay. I mean, that's agility, so monkey backpacks, I guess. Monkey backpacks. On the surface, that seemed fine. I thought it was just go around, do a couple thousand laps on the agility course, and we'd be golden. Technically, it is that. There is just a slight caveat in which I do have to address before. In order to get over there, I need to do Monkey Madness 2. Which is a Grandmaster quest. Fortunately, I do have most things required done. The only 4 things that I don't have done is the Eyes of Gloffrey and the Enlightened Journey quest. Super easy, I've got all the other requirements for that, that won't take long. The slight issue arises in the form of 70 crafting and 69 Slayer. Now in terms of crafting, it's not looking too bad because I do have it banked. So I just have to do a bunch of, I don't know, either seaweed melting or just jewelry making. That's not too bad, right? I can manage that. The Slayer is a different story. That is currently 40. Slayer takes quite a long time to get up, but it is something I'm going to have to do eventually anyway, so I can't really avoid it. I just need to figure out the most efficient and best way of doing it. I think that might come in the form of hitting 50 and then doing the prerequisite to Perilous Moons for a 50k Slayer XP drop, which would then bump that way up. If not, I'll just keep pushing through in the regular way of Slayer, but it kind of depends on what Slayer task given to me. I'll have to do tutorial skipping, things like that. But it is doable, and because it's doable, we must do it. So first things first, I think let's knock out the 2 quests, Eyes of Gloffrey and Enlightened Journey, because that's going to be super quick to do. And then after we've done that, let's formulate a quick plan on what we're going to do in terms of crafting and Slayer, and then just get to it. So let's head over to the Grand Tree, start Enlightened Journey, or start Eyes of Gloffrey, sorry, and then reassess the situation. Eyes of Gloffrey was actually a far better quest than I remember in terms of cinematics. Hazelmere used his mind magic to show me some turtlemancy. Whoa! And my first statement became redundant immediately when I had to figure out how to exchange coins at this damn machine. I'm sorry, how did people do this before Runelight? I'm not being funny, that's ridiculous. Eventually though I figured it out, killed the spies hiding around the stronghold, and completed the quest. Acquiring level 36 rune crafting and a crystal saw in the process. This is where I'd usually show you the next quest. Well, not today, and here's why. So, I was chatting to Grizz, who's one of the clan members, and he informed me that as of May last year, the Apatow Agility course now gives Marks of Grace. Fuck me, I guess. I mean, thank God he did spot that one. Else I would have spent a long time getting my Slayer up, my crafting up, just to be punished by Marks of Grace when I actually did unlock the course and do a couple of rounds of it. The marks also go straight into your inventory. It's not like you can avoid picking them up. And I know you could just drop them, but it's against the rule set. It doesn't quite fit within what I'm doing. So that has now unfortunately and fortunately been removed from the wheel, along with one more thing. The Void gear. In order to obtain Void, you must kill Zulrah, as well as collect the Chompy Bird hat, 300 kills. So I've removed that until Zulrah is completed as well. It's the same logic I applied to things like Brimhaven Agility Arena. I can't do that or the Worm Agility course as they need Graceful first. And then once Graceful's been unlocked, then I can put them on the wheel. I feel a bit of a tit right now, and I was kind of looking forward to actually doing the prep for Monkey Madness too, because there's a lot of good stuff on there that I would definitely benefit from having. But yeah, unfortunately, let's just have one last look at the wheel and then give it a spin for a new task. Okay, so, as I said, Void has been removed. Monkey Backpacks is coming off as well and staying off for now, just until Marks of Grace have been rolled. Everything else does seem okay to do. I say okay, some of it seems awful, but it is not gated content that I cannot do without doing other things. There are certain things that do require quest chains, like... I'm watching it spin around now, but I can't think of the name. Corrupted Gauntlet, things like that. But lock behind quest is absolutely fine. It's just things that are physically locking me out of content have now been removed. A little bit of an oversight on my part, but this is now looking fine. Okay. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Please be kind to me. Maybe I don't deserve it after that fuck up, but let's see. Come on. Something good. Oh my god. Go, 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 go. Don't stop. Keep going. Oh my god, that would have been so fucking good. Literally what we were just talking about. Giant's Foundry. I mean, off the back of a smithing task already. We take those. We absolutely take those. Okay. I mean, I have just the thing for this. Right, with the wheel spin that we can actually do now, I guess I need to explain to you what Giant's Foundry is, what my plan is, and how we're going to do it. Fortunately, basically no quest. There's one where you just have to walk into a cave. That's it. And then we're straight into the meat and potatoes. So, let's have a little look at what Giant's Foundry is, where to find it, and what to do. Giant's Foundry is a smithing minigame located in the Giants Plateau north of Al Kharid. It requires 30 smithing and the completion of sleeping giants to start. What's it all about? There is both a complex and a simple answer to this question. Through a number of calculations and combinations of different alloys and molds, you aim to achieve the highest points you can. Simple answer, make sword, get XP and gold. The most important thing for me and my goals of greenlogging this minigame is to make sure that I start off making as high level swords as I can with the resources I have to get the most points in the fastest way possible. The traditional way of doing this is by mixing a combination of metal types together, such as 19 steel and 9 mithril, or 18 mithril and 10 adamant. If you had a ton of bars, then you could use those to get the alloy mix correct. Alternatively, and crucially for me, you can replace bars with gear instead. Here's a list of all the equipment types and how many bars each one is worth. Now onto how to actually make a sword. Start off by taking a commission from Kovac. He'll give you 2 descriptive words that relate to the sword style. Based on that, set the optimal mold in the mold setup and head to the crucible. Insert your desired metal alloys into the crucible and pour. The next part's a little confusing to begin with, but becomes second nature once you've made a few swords. You need to follow the steps shown at the top of the screen to refine the blade in the order given. You have the trip hammer, the grindstone, the polishing wheel, the lava pool, and the waterfall. Each of these actions either heats or cools the blade, requiring you to maintain a balance during the sword making process, ensuring that you don't mess up and lose quality on the sword. If you don't mess up, you get the max points for handing in the blade and a good chunk of gold also. So what can I spend these points on? First off, items that aren't included in the collection log but are still a crucial part of the process are the weapon molds. These are unlocked depending on your smithing level and help you get the maximum amount of points out of each sword. The total cost of unlocking all of these is 5,400 points. Then you have the collection log slots. the smithing outfit, consisting of the tunic, trousers, boots and gloves. Tunic and trousers costing 4,000 each, and the boots and gloves 3,500 each. With there also being a cool interaction with the gloves, where you can combine them with the ice gloves, allowing you to get the smithing bonus, whilst also getting the ice glove cooling effect. Next up, you have the iconic Colossal Blade at 5,000 points, useful in some niche scenarios for smacking large foes. Kovac's Grog provides a temporary +4 smithing boost for 300 points. The ore pack, costing 200 points, contains 30 noted ores of a random type. Smithing Catalyst for 15 points, used to half the amount of coal needed to smelt certain bars. And finally, the double ammo mold, used for making 8 cannonballs at once instead of 4, costing 2,000 points. Everything will make a bit more sense once we make a few swords and you can see the process. So, we've established that we need items or bars to actually do this minigame. And I think for myself, I will make use of the recently acquired coal bag, head over to the blast furnace and smelt all of my mithril ore up into bars, ready for sword making. To begin with, I'm also going to have to smelt up steel bars, buying iron ore from the blast furnace, because you need level 50 smithing to actually make myth in the first place. So let's head on over to the blast furnace, start buying out some of that iron ore, get our smithing level up to about 70 based on the amount of resources we have available to us, and then we can get started straight away making mithril and adamant swords for a fat amount of points, and hopefully a much quicker grind. Let's head on over. Let's hope there's no diary steps or anything stupid stopping me from doing this. Oh, turn that off. Scarius has to sit in the bank for now, or Scary, just because when I tried to ride the minecart, they weren't having it. So I may have to contend with a bunch of people hopping for iron. 25 coins each and 67 each. If I swap left click to buy 50. Okay, no, it looks like it stays at 25 coins. So I guess then this is going to be me for a while. Okay, I can't handle hopping anymore. I think that was fine. I feel like the whole Bill Gates syndrome of when they ask him how much a banana cost, it's like $15. I thought I was going to spend way more than 500k because I picked up 2.4k iron ore and 7,000 coal. It was only 500k. That's not bad at all, is it? So, what we need to do is put our schmeckles... Oh, actually not yet. We need to hop to the blast furnace world, of which there are multiple. I'm going to go to a British world just because it's got less ping. The reason we obviously want to go to a blast furnace world is all of the things are being taken care of by the various dwarfs. Meaning all we have to do is run back and forth, dropping the coal and ore into here, receiving bars, depositing, rinse and repeat. So imperatively we need to put that back, because I don't know why I was holding that the whole time. We need our pair of ice gloves, so that we can handle the cool bars and not have to worry about it. We need our coal bag, which I will move here. I think I just need to put a lock on that one, so that I don't accidentally deposit that. I need to pay this guy to use the furnace. Only for 10 minutes, come on now. Oh, I can deposit in here. Can I deposit? What if I do 400k? Okay, sweet. 5 hours of blast furnacing will be fine. So I want to swap left click to fill from bank to put 27 coal in. I then want to take out the iron, run up here, put ore on the conveyor belt. Oh wait, no. Have I done this in the wrong order? I think there needs to be coal in there first, otherwise it will make iron bars. Bear with me. There we go. Swap left click to empty. Put that in. Run down. Grab my bars. Drop them in the bank. Obviously my run energy is going to be non-existent because I have no graceful. There you get off me. But that's fine. That is just how it be. We're going to go till 50 with steel bars. Once we've hit 50 doing just steel bars, we then move on to myth, which is where most of this coal is going to go. And then, yeah, I think I'm 50 smithing. We can now make our mithril ore. So in terms of coal to myth bar ratio, I could spend another 700 coal making this, but we're going to be under anyway, so I might as well just move straight onto the bigger and better things. I'm not sure what the total amount of coal is I can actually put in here before it's completely full. So let me just try that quickly. Okay, half of that. So that's, what, going to be 254. Okay, cool. So I can fill that all the way up to 254. And now the method is, you take your myth ore, and you basically just keep doing inventories until you get down to, well, less than you can hold in there. So I'll have to wait till that one's been smithed. But as you can see, it goes from 254 down to 200. So I need at least 54 in there every time to make my bars. I'm going to be in a deficit now every time I go in. I didn't see what the XP drop was there, but I'm assuming it's going to be quite a lot. Do I have myth bars? I have 1. So we started at 1. Habit there. Let's move you over so I don't get tempted. And now we keep on going. So we're going to probably get through at least 4,800-ish of these bars. This is what's going to take the most time, but at the same time, with an 810 XP drop, we will climb smithing levels pretty damn rapidly. Once again, the reason that we're doing this, as I said before, is we want to hit myth addy alloys in the Giant's Foundry as quick as possible, just because it means we get more points per sword, resources are used more efficiently because I have adamant plate bodies that I can use up, and I don't have to spend steel bars doing the lower alloys. Those steel bars at some point then can be turned into either cannonballs, because I'll end up getting the double cannonball mold from doing Giant's Foundry, or alternatively for mahogany homes down the line, you do need steel bars for some of the houses that you build. So it's just extra things like that. I'd rather hold on to them instead of turn them into swords. So yeah, I will see you probably at level 60, maybe all the way at 70, who knows. Slight issue. It would appear that my ability to calculate numbers is awful. I have way more coal than I needed, and I've run out of myth. Which is fine. I'd rather have more coal than not have enough. That's not the issue. The issue is the fact that I'm level 59. And I needed not 5,000 myth to get me to 70, but 19,000. So that's not exactly great on my part. The saving grace is I do have 5.5k gold ore, and I do not need a coal, but get in there. I was going to say I'm going to lose my mind if that carries on. So I can still get a good chunk of the way to 70, and that is through gold ore. And I may even end up buying some more gold ore just to carry me through to that next stage. Because I'll hit 67, I believe, with the current amount of gold ore that I have. My goldsmith's gloves because of these bad boys, which massively increase the amount of XP you get for using gold. And as I said, you don't need coal for it, so it's actually quite handy. If I put a lock on this, take a batch of now Let's move gold ore into this as well. Take a batch of gold ore. Oh. And dump it in here. God damn it. Alright, let's take our money out of the coffer because it is time. Give me all that. After what took a lot longer than I expected. I don't know. There was a couple of miscalculations where I, in my head, thought, yes, all of that myth will get me to 70. Completely wrong. I had to drop a couple 100k on gold. I now have 10,000 gold bars. Thanks to the goldsmith and gauntlets, obviously the XP is crazy. You get 1.5k per hand in. Also, you don't have to use any coal on that, so that was fantastic. We are not 70 yet, but we're 1.7k off. We do need to do the introductory quest to Giants Foundry, which is Sleeping Giants, and that gives you 6k smithing XP, I believe. So if we just have a quick look. Sleeping Giants, yes. So I need some wool. Can you just buy that in the Varrock shop? I assume you can. Let me head over here first. If I can't get it here, then I will go and shear a sheep or something. I need some wool, these items, and then I will meet you over at the Giants Foundry. Sheep. Okay, we have all our bits. Is this new? Literally a line pointing directly where I need to go. This feels kind of wild. I didn't expect... This has got to be a new feature. This has not been in any of the other quests that I've done. Sleeping Giants? Yes, please. Big Kovac himself. And this is what it's all been for. It's in a little bit of disarray at the moment, but we're here to sort that out for you, bud. And here we are. That should be... Oh no, we have to make the sword first. Right, here we go. Right, get to put all these items in. The mixture of bars and gear. Right, so that's now the crucible filled. Get these out of here. We speak to Kovac about the molds. So these are the molds that I currently have access to. So you set those, and then say we're all good. The more molds you unlock, the more points you can get, and the more specific you can be to the sword type. I think there are like optimal molds that you'll end up unlocking, but I'm going to get them all anyway. And then because we have the ice gloves on, we can just pick this up. And now the fun begins. So this is sword completion. This is sword temperature. You have to match the color of the temperature to the item you're using. So if this drops into yellow, this will start damaging the sword instead of building it. So when this starts to get too low, you now need to reheat it in the lava. You can either do it slowly or you can dunk. Dunking ramps up quickly, so you have to be careful, obviously don't get carried away with it. So one more strike should push it over. Then you physically have to move off. And then you quench the blade in the waterfall to cool it down. So we just have to stay within this balance here. As you saw there, when that lights up, I think that's new actually, I haven't seen that before. When that lights up, if you press it, as like a bonus action, kind of like the mixology minigame, if you click on the machine as it lights up, you would get a bonus to the quality or a bigger jump through this progression bar, which kind of just speeds things up a wee bit. So this green one, the buffering, cools it down. There we go. 6,000 smithing XP and access to the Giant's Foundry, as well as 70 smithing. I can now smelt Adior, repair a zombie axe, make crystal helms, and celestial signets. Good stuff. So for us, we're going to do it with plate bodies and mithril bars. I think if I do 2 of these, it will be 8, and then I can do 20 myth bars. It would usually say do 10, 18, but I can't really account. I'll tell you what, I'll do 3 of these, so it'll be 12, 16. Now, let's have a quick look at the mold shop here, or the shop, sorry. You've got all these molds that you can buy, and then the gear. We're going to buy all the molds first, just to get them out of the way, and then we will move on to buying all of the gear, similar to Motherload mine. So we want to commission a heavy spiked sword. So we set up the mold for heavy spiked. We do this, this. I'm just going to see if there is a Giant's Foundry, because there might be an additional plugin. So that's showing the score of it. This is showing the value. So if I fill the crucible, put all of these myth bars in, use these. Yeah, so that's now a 93 score, which is decent. Okay, that's so good. That's going to make life a lot easier. Just take a bit of the brain power out of it. So it shows the heat left as well as the actions left. That's really nice. But as you can see, because we're now making a more complex sword, the bars are smaller, so the room for error is slightly higher. And obviously, I wouldn't follow something like this plugin completely blindly. You have to be paying attention to what's going on, because you need to understand where you're going next and what you're doing. Because if you just follow it and it fucks up, you are going to lose a big chunk of XP on the sword. I jumped 6 actions. Wow, okay. And there we go. Pretty much a perfect quality blade. So let's see how much XP we get for it, and gold as well, importantly. Hand in. So we've got 12,000 XP for that, and 25k. Not bad at all. 131 quality, and it took 6 minutes to make. So 6 minutes, 12,000, nearly 13k smithing XP, not including the random bits you're getting from just banging on the equipment. And 25k as well for your trouble. So this is it. This is pretty much what we're going to be doing. How many points did that give us? That's important as well. Oh, so the foundry rep was the value of the sword made. Yeah, this is why we got our smithing to 70 first, because it just means that the commission per sword is higher. So technically we'll spend less time here. But yeah, let's make some damn swords. Sword number 2. I think it's just as good as the first one. 137. Even better. Yes. I'm going to quickly check the amount of gold that I have now, because obviously I'm not doing anything else other than this. So we are on 49 mil, 277k. So we're going to see how much we actually end up with by the time we're finished here. I suspect it's going to be a fair chunk of change. Okay, sword number 3. What are you doing? And him. Nice, 12k, 25k, and some more points. I'm going to say no for now. What we want to do is now shop. And I think realistically I should actually buy through as we go. The second I get enough foundry rep to buy something, I'm just going to grab it. There's no real rhyme or reason or order to it because I need to get it all. There is levels associated to it. There you go. Like 81 for that. 52 for that. 60, etc, etc. So I'm just going to go through buying the cheapest stuff that I can buy at the level I can buy it. Probably won't show me buying all of the molds, because once you've seen me buy one, like just then, you see me buy them all. All it means is now that as I go through, if I bought a particular mold or blade here, it gives you a higher point value. So if I now set that, the score is 48 as a baseline, and that's based on the molds. And then obviously when you add your materials in, that's when the score goes up to, well, what it ends up being in the crucible, in the mold setup. This sword, if I don't cock it up, is going to be worth 141. So that's 141 points, plus big amount of XP, big amount of gold. Let's ooge. I've just bought the final mold out of the foundry. Everything else is now a collection log. I think the catalyst is as well. It is. I'm just going to see what the smithing outfit actually does for me first, because I think it helps with the machine ticks or something. Each piece gives a 20% chance to speed up smithing actions performed at an anvil by 1 tick. Each piece also gives a 20% chance to increase progress on performs in the giant foundry. Okay, no, I'm definitely doing the outfit first then, because then that speeds up these last few. Oh, 78 smithing. Crystal bows, crystal halberds, and crystal shields. Let's go. How are we doing on points? We are approaching our first purchasable piece. I'm actually going to do... I know I said I should go for the cheapest piece first, because for those 500 points, aka 5 swords, it would make the most sense. But I'm actually going to buy the most expensive pieces of the set first, and then go for the cheaper ones, because I actually need to see if I might run out of resources. I don't think I will, but there is a possibility, because I did buy all the molds first. And I stand by my decision, but it might have been the wrong one. Because we're down to 378 chest plates now, 4.5k bars. Maybe we're fine. I don't know. I just don't want to go back to the blast furnace, is the honest truth. That took about 10 hours-ish. Maybe? It took way longer than I thought it would for this sort of shenanigans to take place. But we live and we learn. Or we don't learn in my case, but we live. We are at 4,004 points. It is time to buy our first piece of smith's gear. I'm going to go for the tunic first, just because, why not? Then the trousers, then work our way backwards. Everything else should then be obtainable with the amount of ores we have. Let's do that, shall we? Smith's tunic. Oh yes. Let's check it on the clog. On the log, I should say. Well, you Giant's Foundry, 1 out of 9, 8 to go. Put that bad boy on. The set actually looks quite nice, I have to be honest. Not sure how many swords I've done, but we push forward. Plenty more swords to be made. Oh, and with that sword hand in, we've made 82 swords. Not right now, buddy. That's 80 smithing. Can now make Eddie battle axes, god sword blades. That'll be handy when I eventually get God Wars. Enhanced crystal keys and eternal teleport crystals. Very nice indeed. Okay, we have another 4,000 points. Therefore, it's time to buy the smith's trousers. We already have the tunic. Give me the trousers. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm starting to feel it now, Mr. Krabs. Don't look at me like that. I might actually put a little cape on. Use a little capey cape. Obviously the only two we have is the... I wonder if the fire making one looks good with this. You know what? That'll do. That will do. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. We've gone over a wee bit, but it's time to pick up our next piece of gear, and we are going to go for the smith gloves. Nice. So we're going to remove the ice gloves, and we will combine these two together. And now we have icy smith gloves. They've got this nice little blue jewel in the side of it. And they now have both the effects. Only the boots left to go now for the full completed set. And then once that's done, we're going to pick up the sword, because that's the big expensive item. Give me the loot. So we've done 120 swords so far. Already on 633, so we need 5,827. Then we can grab the boots. Then we grab the blade and the final pieces. Hell yeah. Smith boots? Yeah. Gimme. 20% chance of increasing the speed smithing action at an anvil. I mean, that's fine. Put those bad boys on. We have completed the smith's outfit. I have 24. I'm just going to buy this now. Smithing catalyst is also done. Get that out of the way. So I've burnt through quite a lot of my chest plates now. We are looking... like so, 144. So we have 50 swords, slightly less, like 48 swords worth of baddie plate bodies, and a ton of myth bars still. Myth bars we are golden on, that's not a problem. Plate bodies should be okay. I mean, the chest and legs were purchased at 8,000 total, and the sword and ammo mold will be 7,000. So I think we're absolutely fine, because I also then spent 7k here plus 5.3k on the molds. So I think we are a-okay. But yeah, this should speed up a wee bit now. Not that it was particularly slow, but I have to say, with the fire cape on, it's looking kind of nice. Alright, Kovac. It's time to make some more swords, me boy. Okay, this is sword 156 of the Giant's Foundry. If you want to take any information away from this grind and use it for yourself, I started at level 70. I'm now 84, nearly 85. All I made was myth addy combinations with a 93 total in the Crucible, being 12 addy bars, the rest myth. I bought all of the molds first, and then worked my way up to get the set. I still need the sword, the ammo mold, the ore pack, and the grog. So we're going to buy the 3 cheapest ones now, being the ammo mold, double ammo mold I should say specifically, 1 Kovacs grog, and 1 ore pack. So that is 8 out of 9 done now. All we need to get is the Colossal Blade. So we'll put the grog in here. Might as well just open the ore pack. I don't see any point holding on to them. Wow. Yep. That's trash. I can't see why you would ever do that unless you needed it for the clog. Need 5,000 points, 4,949 to go. Let's get it. Ooh, we have a level coming in. And that level is 85 smithing. I can now smelt rune ore, make rune daggers, attach sigils to bless spirit shields, create an infernal pickaxe, chasing glass 5, and an ursine chain mace. Not too shabby. In an ideal world, this grind would take me up to 87, because then with the Kovacs boost, I would have the highest smithing I would possibly need for a diary step, I believe. I think it's RD, I'm not entirely sure. One of them requires a high smithing level. I don't think I'm going to carry on past the point to try and get it. Maybe I will. It could be the play. Depends how many plate bodies I have left over after this is finished. I don't think I'm going to have many left. It looks like whenever my lumpy brain kicked in at Scurrius, and obviously I didn't expect to do 9,800 plus Scurrius kills, yeah, it kind of worked out for the best. Obviously I know I could have just gone and bought other Addy items and put them in, but this just feels like a net zero. Like I didn't get 5 mil from alching them, but at the same time I didn't spend any gold buying stuff to then make swords to then break even. Weird one, but you know. Also, pretty nice. Even if at 86, our Kovacs grog is a guaranteed +4 boost. And I could always stew boost +5 to do the smithing grind as well. I think it's 91 I need. There's options there. I think this grind will end before I hit 86. I don't think that's going to be 5k points, but I have been wrong many, many times before. Don't ever quote me on anything, because I'm usually wrong. I'm not a guide channel. I'm just a guy doing things in a really obscure, weird way. We are on the home run. This is the last action I will ever have to do in the Giant's Foundry. Yeah, anyone that has done this before knows it's okay. It's not a bad grind. It's just a tiny bit tedious. Because you kind of sit there. You have to pay enough attention. Well, you have to pay kind of full attention. You can't really half-arse it, otherwise you cock your swords up. With that last sword there, mid-quality, not an issue. We hit sharp. 5,040 points. Give us that colossal blade. Oh, look at that. Right. Giant's Foundry is green-logged. Beautiful stuff. Obviously, we had a bit of a hiccup on the wheel, getting the monkey backpacks. That was remedied. And then this absolute stinker of a grind where people are going to say rigged. Understandable, but it's just the natural progression. It's just how it's happened. And on... Surely not. Surely not. Go on. That would have been cinema. I'm going to eat that. Thanks. Well, and all this grind was made possible by this little fella down here. Obviously me killing it, but this little fella down here provided 596 adamant plate bodies, which funded the 189 swords, plus a couple of adamant legs that I had, but I did not have to use a single adamant bar at all. It was all done by plate bodies and a couple of plate legs. Money-wise and efficiency-wise, not sure how that panned out. Probably would have been cheaper to go and buy claws or do something of that like. But it just didn't happen like that. Money-wise, I think we were on 49 mil at the start, because we had to spend some on the blast furnace to get to 70 smithing and start this whole process. 55 mil. Zero complaints here. I also have these 8 mystery boxes. And I'm not really sure why. I think I just stacked these up through the events but never opened them. So I guess I will open these now. I don't even know what they can give. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep opening these for now. A flyer, nice. Cabbage, classic. Mithril scimitar. 2 mithril scimitars. I am pretty sure that Josh Isn't Gaming would have wanted one of these. Body rune, nice. And nothing. Cool. Well, we'll stash this in here for now. I'm sure at some point I will forget that's in there and it will cause me great pain when a clue is not picked up. But for now, I'm not too fast. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Right, well, now that we've finished our grind, this is where I draw the wheel again. Before I do that, I'm going to treat myself and go and collect miscellanea, because that has been stacking up since about 4,000-ish kills in Duscarius, I think. So, no, I'm positive actually, because that's what I did it before I did the rest of my kills. So, let us go and collect miscellanea. I'm hoping there's a bunch of good stuff in there. But we've put a lot of money into it, and it's been a long time. So we'll take our new drip, head over, and see what our citizens have done for us. Right, here we are in miscellanea. Let us quickly chop a tree down just to keep that favour up. I'm going to hold on to this blade. The running animation with it is so satisfying. It feels very anime. But the whole smithing set with the sword, like the ice gauntlets, I don't know, I'm feeling like a proper Chad on this account now. 3 total levels off of 1800 as well, which is just crazy considering I'm a hardcore. Once again, unconventional methods of training plus other skills, but still, I will not poo-poo my achievements. How's the kingdom faring? Yes. Oh, I didn't check if... Oh, no. Okay, well, I didn't check that they were collecting the correct stuff. I think I have it on hardwoods and herbs. That's a lot of herbs. Jesus. What do we have here? 305 Renars, 305 Qualms, 280 Dwarf Weeds? I was going to say Dwarf Irrits because I'm reading too quick. 515 Irrits, 535 Avantos, 305 Lantidimes, 955 Harrowlanders, and 965 Taramins. Guam seeds, Marantil seeds, Ranar seeds, Snapdragons, Harrowlanders, Toadflax, Irrit Avantos, 8,000 mahogany logs, 17 birds' nests, more birds' nest, and a god egg. Good shit, miscellanea. Cannot be mad at that. Put the money back in. Ignore it again. Just come and chop a tree every now and then. Alright. Let's look at time played. What are we on? 73 days, 6 hours, 316 collections. We started at... I don't actually know what our smithing level is at the beginning before Blast Furnace. Maybe 45? We're now 86. Which is a fantastic position to be in. Not to be rude to our friend behind us, but let's just turn him off for now. Any additional stats that came with that? No, I think it is just pretty much the 86 smithing. Obviously 82 mining as well from Motherload Mine. But yeah. Looking like an absolute Chad in Giant's Foundry. It's time to roll the wheel. And oh god, am I excited. As I said, everything that is detrimental and can't be done has been taken off, so these wheel spins will now be a-okay no matter what I land on. So once again, I am sorry about the little cock up on that. That is entirely my bad. Once again, thanks to Grizz for catching that one. Otherwise, I could have done many, many hours of Slayer and all that kind of stuff just to realise at the end, and I think that would have been... It would have been classic me, but at the same time, you know, quite a big waste of my time on a grind that I could have been doing, like this or another RNG grind. So let's bust open the wheel, give it a spin, see what we win. I'm just literally staring at everything as it goes by one more time just to make sure that it's not undoable for me. As I said, stuff locked behind quests is just by the by. Motherload mine had the Prospector outfit, which does also have a portion of the volcanic mine in there. That's a crossover that is unavoidable. It just means there's now part of that log completed, but there's nothing I can do about it, because otherwise I just wouldn't ever be able to do either of them. So that's another crossover. Outside of that, I think we're all good. I don't mind anything I get here. I'm hoping for something pleasant. Something pleasant here. Let's give it a cheeky spin. Make sure I'm recording and wasn't just yapping to myself. I am. Let's get it. Come on. Something nice. I would love agility. Oh no. Wait, what's that? Shades of Morton. Oh no. Okay. That's the prayer set, isn't it? I say oh no. I mean, it's an RNG grind, so it could be oh no. But I don't actually know. Shades of Morton it is. We'll have to look into that at the start of next episode, but that seems like it could be fun. Remove. Nice. Okay then. So Shades of Morton it is. I'm not too sure if that's a good or bad grind at the moment. I know the prayer outfit isn't crazy difficult to get. Green nogging, however, could be a different story. But we'll see. A bit of a longer one on this one. I thought I can buy the two grinds together rather than separate videos on each. Hopefully you enjoyed that format. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.